Hi, so I'm going to walk through the lesson 7-3 Explain It, which you can find on page 399 of your workbook if you have it. Lesson 7-3 is finding areas of trapezoids and kites. So we're moving on to two different shapes. Last week we did parallelograms and we did rectangles and triangles. And so now we're going to look at trapezoids and kites. The I can statement is I can find the area of trapezoids and kites. The European basketball key was changed from a trapezoid shape to a rectangle in 2010. The diagram shows the shape of the key before 2010 outlined in blue. So we can see that here. So the key on a basketball court is the area between the foul line and the baseline. So that's in here. The question asks us if Tim can find the area by multiplying the base by the height. So we have a trapezoid here, and he wants to multiply the base by the height. So the problem with doing that is that we have two different length bases. So which one do we use? Which one would give us the right answer? Well, we can't use that to come up with the area of a trapezoid. So we have to come up with a different way. B says, how could Tim find the area of the trapezoid by decomposing it into shapes he knows? When we look at this trapezoid and we know that it turned into a rectangle, this dotted line shows us the shape of something we know, which is a triangle. We can do the same thing over here. Now we have two triangles and a rectangle, and we know how to find the area of all three of those shapes. So now we can find the area of this trapezoid. So now that we've created a rectangle and two triangles, let's find the area of the rectangle. And I'm just going to use an R for rectangle. So the area of the rectangle is going to be base. So we have this whole base, which is 3.6 for the rectangle, because we don't want to go all the way across the bottom. Times the height, which is given right here, which is 5.8. So we can use our calculator and we can multiply 3.6 times 5.8, and that tells us that it's 20.88. So the area of the rectangle is 20.88. Now that is not the area of the trapezoid. We've only found the area of this inside part. Now we're going to find the area of the triangle. And these two triangles are exactly the same. They have the same height and they're going to have the same base here and here. So we know that the area of a triangle is 1/2 times base. The whole base is 6. We're not looking for that. We are going to subtract the base of the rectangle. So we're going to say 6 minus 3.6, which gives us 2.4, but there's two triangles there, so we only need half of that, which is 1.2. So this little spot right here is 1.2, and so is this one. So we're going to do 1/2 times 1.2 times the height of the triangle, which is 5.8. So I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to say 5.8 times 1.2 divided by 2, which is the same as multiplying by 1/2, and I get 3.48. Now I'm not done because that is the area for one of the triangles. And how many triangles do I have? Right, I have two triangles, so I now need to multiply that by 2, and I get 6.96. You can use your calculator. I'm just going to write it out here. 6.96. Okay, so I have the area of the rectangle right here. I have the area of the two triangles, and that's going to give me the area of the shape because the shape is the triangles plus the rectangle. So I have 20.88 plus 6.95. And when I add those together, 6.96. I'm really sorry about that. That's 6.96. Okay. That gives me 27.84. And my units is meters. So we say meters squared. So that is the area of the trapezoid. We broke apart the trapezoid into 3 shapes that we know to find the area. Okay, let's take a look at this focus on math practices. So now we have a kite, and we want to know how we can find the area of a kite. So when you look at the kite, you can break the kite into 2 shapes that we know. So if we cut the shape right here, there's a triangle and a triangle, and we know that the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So if we find the area of the 2 triangles and then we add them together, we will get the area of the kite. Let's start with this top one. Let me start with writing 1/2. Now remember, the base is where the height is drawn at a right angle. So the base is this long line here, which I see as 3 and 3, which is 6. The height is the line that goes from the top down and makes a right angle, so that's 4. So the area of this first triangle is 6 times 4, which is 24, times 1/2, which is 12. 12 feet squared. That's not the area of the entire kite. That's the area of this first triangle. Let's change colors. We're going to go over here. So we're going to do the bottom triangle now. We have 1/2 times, the base is the same base. They share that base. So I know that 6. Their height, it goes from here, makes a right angle down at the base, is 8. 8 times 6 is 48. And 48 divided by 2, or times 1/2, is 24 feet squared. So now that we have the area of both triangles, we can add those together, 24 plus 12, and we get the area of the entire kite, which is 36 feet squared. So in this lesson, you're going to be looking at kites and trapezoids, and you're going to be breaking them into shapes that you know to find the area. We're also going to see a formula for those.